Hi, I'm back.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Just kidding, guys. It's not really Sarah. It's me. Hear me out. Yeah. Okay. Let's get the better music. Here we go. Hello. Yeah, Sarah wrote in another stupid letter. This time not in her family law case, in her criminal appeal. And I was telling Sima, this might be the most distilled Sarah Boone essence in a letter that I've seen. She, of course, is surprised, not happy with her attorney, and she feels like he's really dropped the ball. And not only that, he preemptively dropped the ball. And she knows exactly what has to be done, so she goes ahead and writes the 6th District Court of Appeals, who has already warned her to stop writing them. What a moron. If this is your first time here, please remember to hit the like button, or everyone hit the like button if you enjoy what you see. If it is your first time here, though, there are plenty of playlists in the description of this video describing all the morons we cover here. I haven't really updated it, but Sarah Boone, Robert Tellis, Laura Armstrong, Kouri Richins, Laura Owens. The list continues to grow. All right. Hello to everyone who's here live in the chat. Hello to the replay crew. All right, let's go. You know, I'm somehow getting worse at this as time goes on. I do not even know how that's possible. But I do have a guest tonight. You know her as Summa Cum Loudmouth. Or no, I know her as Summa Cum Loudmouth, or Summa Knows. And you know her as Miss March 2008. For what magazine? We'll never know. Better Birds and Bees. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Good. For once, I'm muted when I say something stupid.
Oh, good. Yeah, why do I hear an echo? I don't know why.
Oh, it's probably me.
How? You're muted again. Anyway. Thank you everyone who's here. Yep, so Sarah wrote this letter in, and I'd seen the notice on the docket on the appeals court last week, but then when you click on it, it says some items are not available. I was like, I wonder what that is. And it turns out, it was this letter in which she complains about her attorney and includes a letter from her attorney, so that's attorney-client privilege, according to the appeals. That maybe I can do some. Hold on a second. Let me try one thing. Anyway, so then and then because she's an idiot and she wants everything online in her family law case, or no, her murder trial on the Orange County clerk site, they put it up there for us. Try unmute again and we'll see. Or are you working?
I just changed something too, so.
Okay. No, it's worse.
It's worse?
Yeah.
Then it's not, I don't think it's on my end, but.
Okay.
I mean.
It's only when you're not muted. So it's probably on your end.
It's not on my end. That's ridiculous.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to mute myself and try to fix.
Okay. July 22nd, 2026, District Court of Appeal, 6th District. Dear Sir or Madam of the 6th District Court of Appeals, in my good faith efforts to abide in accordance with the order given by the DCA to not contact the courts directly and advising me to utilize my court-appointed attorney instead. Yeah, stop contacting us, you dumb. We'll call you. You don't need to call us. You have an attorney. I don't know. I guess I got distracted by the echo thing, but so essentially, well, now we'll just let her say what she's saying first. In my own advocacy, I must ignore these instructions as I do not know whom else I am to turn to on this matter. Enclosed with this letter, I've included a copy of the first written communication I received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado, where he clearly states he has had no intention of simply even reading the state's answer to my brief. That is a lie, but much less respond to it in my rightful opportunities to do so. This is what I mean about this being a quintessential Sarah letter. She lies, calls herself the victim, uses all this bullshit flowery language, which I think I think the thumbnail says warm vomit or something, word vomit. And then in a, full circle, and my attorney sucks and he's not doing his job. It's everything you ever hear out of her in 2 pages. His direct decision to relinquish his legal responsibilities limits my rights to move forward properly in my defense. Above all, Mr. Maldonado's defeating decision was made well before the state's answer was even written. This is deeply concerning, as a reply brief can only be meaningfully evaluated after proper review of the state's arguments. Yet my counsel predetermined no response would be filed regardless of what their response would be. His unconcerned approach heavily impedes and prejudices my appeal by restricting any new arguments, proving factual inaccuracies, legal misstatements. It is my understanding that there are significant issues that needed to be raised and properly argued in my case, which cannot be from Mr. Maldonado prematurely surrendering his duties as my defense counsel. This approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence, effort, and careful consideration devoted to the successful preparation of my initial brief as a whole, if counsel had already decided before seeing the opposing party's motion that no additional advocacy was necessary. I have done everything I know how and have the resources for to consistently attempt to work with, rely on, be included by my appellate attorney, as the court would expect. Due to Mr. Maldonado making clear his position in the written refusal to act any further on my behalf, has forced me in my responsibility, right, and as a party also in the justice system, being the appellant. God. It's just so much stuff, but I am also a person because I'm the appellant. Yeah, we know you're in prison for life, Sarah. We know you're also in the justice system. And you're not a party. Well, I mean, guess technically, yes.
Far from a party.
But
turn my mic on again. Let me know if the echo is too
test.
loud.
Yeah, it's fine. It's barely there, kind of. Just keep it going. I don't know, whatever.
I also said this is like a perfect encapsulation of everything horrible about her stupid letters, and of course her, although it's not as, her grammar is terrible. She says things incorrectly. She contradicts herself. She makes it is totally unclear what she wants. And she actually encloses a letter from the lawyer that disputes everything she states in her letter and doxes her only friend.
Now Meg Sweeten says they can barely hear you. I can hear you just fine. What is going on with your mic, Seema?
I don't know. This is what happens when you buy a microphone. I'm plugging in the headphones because that usually...
Yeah, I think it's the headphones. I'm going to mute you while you plug it in. So here's my 2 thoughts on... Well, let her finish here. To make the court aware of my critical situation. In all respect due, I ask for understanding in my direct contact and graciously seek guidance from the 6th DCA in this matter. Sincerely, Sarah Boone. They're saying you're quiet. How can I still hear myself if you're plugged into headphones?
I don't know.
Turn off your computer speaker.
How do I do that? What do you mean?
Like your speakers on your computer, just mute your computer.
Okay.
And then you listen to me through your headphone. All right. There, that works. Perfect. You don't hear me? Jesus. You can't hear me? All right, whatever. Anywho, what was I gonna say? So Sarah, quite the technical challenge. Let's look at her lawyer's letter. A sec.
Now I hear you.
Okay, perfect. How do I? Yeah, I need to share this screen then. Share screen. Oh, that's really small. Guess I'll have to go back and forth. Oh, that's big enough problem. All right, this is a letter from her lawyer. This is from back. I don't know when this was. This is sent in May. So 2 months or 2.5 months ago. Mr. Boone, Mrs. Boone, I received your letter dated May 13th, 2026, wherein you state you did not receive a copy of the brief I filed on your behalf. I'm not sure why you did not receive that copy, as I definitely mailed a copy to you as soon as I filed it. So I'm enclosing another copy herein in the hopes you will actually receive this one. With respect to the phone call, and as I made you aware during our last call, I ordinarily do not call inmate appeal clients on court-appointed cases, as I prefer written communications. Well, no shit, especially with this one. You just, no, I don't have
Also,
a pen.
if you don't mind, please, I'm at blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Especially with this one who's lying about what you said. That's why you want it in writing, stupid. Or Sarah is stupid. I simply do not have the time or resources on this case to schedule yet another call. Now, say when he says yet another call, he's not talking about like they had one call before.
No, also he said, as I told you on our last call, which means that was not the first and last call. He didn't say, as I told you on our call. He said, as I told you on our last call.
Yeah.
The man is done.
Yeah. Yet another call to discuss the brief, as the brief is self-explanatory, and I made the best arguments I could on this case in light of the circumstances. Now, here is where Sarah's, in light of the circumstances as well. Like, in light of the fact that you recorded your crime and handed it to the police.
Those circumstances.
And then he got up and testified like an idiot.
Mostly that's on you, and
that's on you.
I lived. George stabbed me in my leg.
The thing that Sarah doesn't get, right? Well,
everything.
Well, I mean, I'll read the next part. As far as what to expect next on the appeal, the state will have an opportunity to file an answer brief, and the matter will then go before the appellate court for review based on the brief submitted. I will not be filing any reply brief, and also will not be scheduling any oral argument, as I do not believe it is necessary in this matter. The oral arguments are generally not granted on these matters anyway from the appellate courts. And then she goes and, we're not going to read this person's name, but she wants to keep somebody informed as to what transpires. So then he asked for a waiver of attorney-client privilege, which she effectively did when he posted on the internet.
She decided it was going to be prudent to enclose this with the person's name on it, full name, making it public record on the docket. Although I found out that somebody's name is just public record anyway. And also so that she wants her included so that once someone else is also apprised, her work is done pretty much, because she's already had to do too much here, quite frankly. However, it's my opinion that even signing the waiver and getting her to sign it might be a little too much work, so that might take a while. Right.
So here's what Sarah doesn't understand. In an appeal, Sarah, and just like all soft sits, right? They don't understand how court works. You put in an argument, a motion with an argument. then the other side gets a chance to reply. And if they bring up some other arguments or basically, I don't know, falsities or something, then you can challenge it. But in an appeal, he's putting forth his 4 best options. The things he only sees, these are your only chances for appeal. Meaning, the state isn't going to bring up another option. The state is going to oppose. We already know the state is going to oppose what he's saying for the appeal. That doesn't take any kind of future prediction or crystal ball, Sarah, right? We know the state's going to oppose it. It's basically the same way they did during the trial. And he's put in his case law. That's their best shot. They're going to put in their best shot, and the judge is going to read it. And there's no oral arguments because they usually don't. They usually don't grant them, I guess. And what else is he's saying without saying it? What else am I going to say? Yeah, you're lucky you got anything.
Yeah, he's saying you filmed yourself murdering someone in a very malicious way. I've done what I can, and bye-bye.
But Sarah doesn't see the world like that, right? Like I told you, she doesn't understand just repeating yourself. Because if Sarah was in charge of this, right? Because she's saying, oh, there's lots of things that are fiction or false instances of facts and whatever. She thinks, if the more times you repeat the same stuff that's in the appeal, the stronger your case is. No, it's not a question of fact finding.
Since you don't have a very strong appeal to begin with, but her list of appeal issues is a lot longer than the list that he provided the court. Her list is Kouri is a dick. Mm-hmm. This isn't fair. Mm-hmm. Owen sucks. Everyone else sucks.
Not intentional. Don't forget not intentional.
Not intentional. No malicious content toward this at all.
Yeah.
And what's not to understand?
Kouri lied about me her forcing myself to be my own representative, because he trusted that bitch Cashman.
And she would carry on about the fact that she was forced to go pro se, even though ultimately she had a private attorney that Kouri allowed. So
remember a long time ago you were saying the photo of her in this video set? Let's see here. July 22nd. Remember there was this might have been a year ago, right? Somebody said this was edited.
Yeah.
This is not.
I
found it was posted on the Sun Sentinel or something, right? And the caption is Sarah Boone listens on as Patricia Cashman argues for being removed from the case. This is the day she turned in her letter, and Cashman's like, I'm out. And she's sitting in the jury box like,
Did you find it in the video, though?
The video? Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, it's that's where it's from. It's from a reporter in the court taking a picture of it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Shoot, that's not right. Where are you? There. Okay. Phew. So she's just such a moron. She's so stupid. Like,
I mean, this is just so. Everything about this
is Sarah.
And everything from the bad grammar, of course, the total improper use of the English language to her she makes no sense at all. She has the one part of it where she's like, for me to be able to blah 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 as the court expects or something like that, and it's like, no, the court does not like. She always reaches out like, listen up, because you're going to be just as pissed as I am when you hear this. As if the court is going to be whatever that is going to be like, OMG, he what? We're waiting to hear back. We're all invested in this. We want to, let you. Yeah, I have done everything I know how to and have the resources to consistently attempt to work with, rely on, be included by my appellate attorney as the court would expect. No, the court would expect you to shut the fuck up and let your attorney do his job, Sarah. That's
and listen to the court would expect you to listen to your attorney. Just like they pointed out up here, stop writing to us. You have an attorney.
Yeah, the court told you, lose our number. That's what they expect you to do.
The other thing I did like, the silver lining of this, besides having to read it, and hear her stupid voice in my head. As I told you, she clearly does not grasp the concept that there's even a possibility she is not getting an appeal. And once she gets the appeal, that it's not going to be overturned and she's going to get out.
See, I don't know about that. I think you're already giving her too much credit because she doesn't grasp any concept, and Sarah is not does not think about the future in a realistic way. Obviously, Sarah she's in the moment. She lives in the moment, and all she wants to do in the moment is fight. That's all. And she hates definitive answers because she doesn't want to believe that whatever could possibly happen or whatever there is to fight about could just be kiboshed. She needs to believe, because otherwise she has to sit without a peep and reckon with the fact that she has put herself in prison for life. That she doesn't want to do. I don't think that I don't think she has a plan for she doesn't. This is not somebody working toward anything. She never has been. She never did. She spent the 3 years before she got arrested, living the life of somebody who was destroying her life. Just fighting with everyone.
Oh, 1 second. I'll read these a sec. William Phipps, $9.99. Your Sarah Boone wig is impeccable. Oh, thank you very much. Larry Powers, $5. Sarah, if you don't like your court-appointed attorney strategy, you can always hire a private attorney. Oh, snap. You can't. You're broke. Boom! You're good thing Sarah's not around to hear that one. Where is it? There. Oops. What I So I would agree with you with the caveat. Sarah has a goal. She just does not have any strategic path. Does it make sense?
It does, except for I don't think she has a goal.
Yes, she does. She wants to get out of prison.
I don't think she really does.
I think she does.
I think in theory she does, but when it comes down to it, I think Sarah's very scared to get out of prison. I don't think she would know what to do. I think she knows enough to know that she's really going to be in a hard situation once she gets out. She has no place to go. She doesn't want to get a job. I don't think that she can imagine a life outside of prison. In prison, at least, it's probably really best for her because the life she lived before prison was miserable.
No, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree with you again on this point. When she was on the outside, everyone was just running away from her, right? And really not interacting with her, except for the George, who she killed, having to live with her, or when she'd have occasionally have a job. Now she's got people that are forced to be in her presence, and they are not going to put up with her shit. So I guarantee you she's getting mocked and made fun of, and she's trying to, be the den mother, and they're like, get out of here. You are no...
But you nailed it. They're forced to be in her presence. That's the only way she's going to have people around her. They have to behave themselves to a certain degree, or else they're going to be fights breaking out every 5 minutes. And women in prison are different than men. They're not as combative because, women be shopping and stuff. That's just my opinion.
I just see her being forced to be reminded that everyone hates her to her face, right? And she's snitching on stuff and all that, whatever. But I think
she's a high-profile inmate, so she's probably enjoying that to a certain degree, would be my guess.
I still believe she wants to get out, and she believes she absolutely is going to get out, and she believes that even though her appeals, the 4 points Maldonado used, were all basically technicalities. I would say technicals. They're not like you didn't do it, right? It's a jury instruction, some bullshit about not a Brady violation. No, it wasn't. I reread it. It wasn't.
There's nothing compelling there.
Nothing, and none of it matters. Even if they did hear that she's a narcissist or whatever, or she was battered woman's syndrome, whatever. She's on the tape killing him.
He may as well have typed a sigh between each.
Yeah. And so, and then she's listing out all these things because what she knows this is why she'll keep writing letters as well, because once the appeal, if the appeal is denied, which I believe it will be, right? Once it's denied, that's kind of like the final chapter on it. Like, yeah, no, Sarah, you were wrong. You were not right. So that's why she'll keep writing. And she views this as, you know, the court said I can't write to them anymore, and my attorney's not going to even read the brief because I don't understand how appeals work. And then, you know, they're going to close my civil case or something. Jackson's not writing me back anymore, and I can't harass anyone into anything now. I'm stuck here in prison. I have no ability to abuse anyone because I'll get put in the hole.
Well,
But
she must have been
her
put in a
list,
hole for her to realize that.
her list, she said,
She's gotten away with a lot so far in prison.
it's unconcerned. His unconcerned approach heavily impedes and prejudices my appeal. Yes, like I like your appellate attorney prejudices your appeal. You idiot. By restricting any new arguments. You're not a lawyer, Sarah. He's an actual appellate attorney.
What do you mean new arguments? Were there new developments since you were sentenced? What are you talking
Or
about?
there are new laws passed or something that are retroactive
Well, that's
somehow
what
apply to
she
your
is
trial?
Always hoping for. She's looking for a loophole. You know, remember she was going to just go grab a number at the courthouse and
Proving factual inaccuracies, legal misstatements, and my rights all together. She has a list in her head that she knows will get her out of prison, which is why she needed that money, because you can't just argue I'm going to be in here forever because I'm not going to be in here. That's why I need the money.
But that's the problem, is the list is in her head. Let's say in some alternate universe, I was writing this letter as Sarah, but you know, in her position. You can't, I wouldn't say proving factual inaccuracies. It would be proving the following factual inaccuracies list. This is just gobbledygook.
She doesn't want to tip her hand because then the state can read this. The state can read this and then they can come up with an argument. Right. So here's the real question. The lawyer's letter was dated May 21st, right? This one is now July 22nd. So there had to have, and the state's response was turned in on July 2nd, I believe. So there's been like roughly 3 weeks between the state filing their response and this letter. So do we think that Sarah, well, we'd already know. Sarah obviously would have been blowing up Maldonado on the phone, being like, when she read it, she's like, can you believe it says this in here? So I know what happened was he talked to her on the phone, or she wrote a letter and he wrote back, and she wrote out her list of stuff. And, you know, it's probably like
insisted they speak. Then she
17 pages. Yeah, 17 pages. And he goes, no, none of that is the grounds for an appeal, you moron.
If you don't mind, please, can you call me? Can we talk on the phone, please?
But she didn't include that in here.
No.
Because she wants to make him look bad, right? So the only proof she has is this one from May. Because if this is really the problem, why didn't she write this letter back in May?
I wonder what, if, and probably not.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that was my first thought, was what, I don't understand why she's enclosing a letter from months ago with this.
Because this is the one where he literally just says it. I'm not going to file a response.
He states everything that she acts like she didn't know or shouldn't be happening, or you know. I mean, I know why, but it's very stupid. And I wonder if they're going to actually take it off the docket, because I don't know if that letter, isn't that kind of privileged information between an attorney and
I don't know.
But I guess not if she doesn't think so. I mean, she's the client.
Well, oh,
you're not allowed to make new arguments in reply brief.
Oh, okay, there we go. And so that would have been another thing that she said to her. And then
I'm shocked that she doesn't know that.
That's why she's bringing up this sentence here. This approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence, effort, and careful consideration devoted to the successful preparation of my initial brief.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, maybe there's not an argument in there that should have been in there, but that's because this guy didn't give a shit at the beginning. I need a new appellate attorney.
It's really a shame that all of her attorneys, all of them, have been unprofessional and not diligent. Bad luck she's had.
And it has to be something that was objected to in the trial, you moron. Like,
I mean,
I'm
can
trying
you
to make
imagine? Somebody in my comments said, "Can you imagine how many times this has been explained to her by other inmates, by someone in the law library, by a lawyer, the lawyer himself? You know, how many times this has been explained to her?
well,
A
I don't know.
lot.
Of the other inmates, I don't know how good their advice is
The
going to be.
other
But,
inmates know their rights and know these things. A lot of them do.
well, they know jailhouse law.
Yeah, they know prison. They know the basics of an appeal. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but you tell.
Let's see here.
Let
I don't know why
the
this is
people
not
tell
showing
me.
up here. Oh, here we go.
'Cause you don't know anything.
I don't know anything either. Larry Powers,
Yeah, that's what
$5.
I'm
If Sarah
talking
got out, she'd make a beeline for the nearest dive bar, lift up her skirt, and show off her scared ham hock, scarred ham hock, and get herself a drunk sugar daddy. Yeah, they named a drink after me.
If
It's
it was
called
that
Sarah
easy,
Boone.
I'd be on my yacht right now.
Do you have a drink, Matt? Can you just pour it in the glass? Accidental cleavage is $10. Yet another sign of her narcissistic collapse in her attempt to have any.
Sorry,
What?
nothing.
In her attempt to have any control at all. She has no ground to stand on, and the only card she can play is her oldest one, playing victim. Hi, Suma. Heart.
Hi.
What were you going to say?
I was gonna. Someone had commented. Not Arvela's hobby channel said not all of them. Not zero either, though, which I assume is about prisoners. Not every single prisoner knows about the law, but a good amount of them do because they've been through the appeal process, and that she's talking everyone's ear off. So
remember that other girl? Like she said on the phone call, she didn't even want an appeal, and she got one.
Yeah.
Save your
Which is
appeal.
bullshit.
Give it to
I mean,
me. Let me have the appeal.
We've heard her the way she spins things, like when she was texting with her brother about the bond hearing, the things that she told him, and then the reality of it.
I mean, so this is why I believe she genuinely wants to get out, because if she does, if for nothing else, okay, maybe we can compromise on this one.
It's not that I don't think. I think she thinks she wants to get out, but I don't think it's a real concrete plan or thought.
Right. She doesn't
wants to
know.
win.
She's not. Yes. She wants the court to say she's not guilty. That's what she wants more than anything. Right? She wants the world to apologize. Sorry, Sarah, we got it wrong.
She wants to fight. She wants to have something to fight about.
Screw that one up.
Randa Davis.
Ravina member for 3 months. Yeah, I don't know. But because in my mind, I believe she desperately wants to get this appeal. She wants her appeal, and she wants to get it at least argued in front of the Supreme Court. Because just imagine how much that would feed her ego. She's getting a sack lunch. Because the way she pictures it going down, she gets taken up to Washington, D.C. for the Supreme Court, and she's standing there like Mrs. Boone goes to Washington.
Yeah, but she doesn't have those kind of. I mean, she has so many chances to show herself as competent or make something happen in her. Really, like she's just very lazy. She's just combative. She doesn't want to actually do anything. That's the thing. I mean, completely like no shame in her game. Like, how many files were you able to go through? Less than one. Like,
but if she gets out, she can argue to Judge Jackson, look, you decreased it down to 145 because I was still in prison. I'm out of prison now. Now Brian needs to give me that sweet, sweet money.
Cliff has a theory. I have a theory. I bet what happened is that on the prior call with him, she demanded crap in a reply brief. He said no to that. There will be no reply brief. Full of your insane bullshit, Mrs. Boone.
Yeah, that's essentially what I said, right?
I don't know. Yes.
Good. Agree. Fletcher Boy 999. The drink man at the end of the night was called the Harry Barfalo by my bartender ex-wife.
Well, in Winter Park, it's called the Sarah Boone.
the
Sarah Boondelow.
they can make the 2020 episode of her going to Washington to be in front of this. Well, she thinks she's gonna get there with the sack lunch, and she'll sit there with some makeup on. She'll get that nice skirt on again, and she'll be like, do you want me to stand up and show you?
She had show, like actual this. TV shows who wanted to who wanted to have her, who wanted to interview. She would not have it because she knows that she can't. She has. Well,
she wants money.
Well, yeah, she wants money, but even then, she doesn't want to be put on Front Street because her story. She doesn't have a story. Her story is exactly what we all think it is, and all the jurors thought it was.
Her story is the same goddamn thing we've heard since the 911 call and the body cam. It's the same damn story.
And now we have all of the proof to show how false it is, just like we have that letter that she herself enclosed.
Yeah. Just like the videotape of her doing the crime.
That's on you.
So I think she'll continue to write forever, probably. I don't know what she's gonna write.
She might wrap up. Once she isn't told not to write anymore, then who knows what's gonna happen.
Well, let's see here.
She might also become an advocate for other prisoners.
She's gonna want some bullshit like the Innocence Project or something. Be like,
yeah, she's going to, but that's.
And then they'll be like,
she's gonna be taken for. She might be, scammed for whatever the hell she's got. I don't know.
She's got nothing. Yeah, they have to be for her, not against her. Because in her mind, this guy sounds as stupid as all the other attorneys I had. They're not arguing the actual facts. I am the victim.
Expecting somebody to, for free, fight for her as if it's the only thing that matters to them.
So my question... Oh, good.
She needs them to think that she's innocent, which is an impossibility.
I mean, even if she hadn't videotaped it, would there be any doubt? And if you were told what she did... No,
because her personality speaks for itself. But just not taking the plea. Like, I was thinking, not taking the plea, I've come to realize means a lot more than I used to think it did. Because when somebody has such damning evidence against them, Courtney Clenny, for example, Stephen Stern.
Do we know what her plea is yet?
I don't know.
I just saw that. I know she took a plea is what it said, but
then they see the reality of their situation and they just take the plea. That shows that at least there's a brain in their head, right? And they don't want to go through, they have some kind of understanding of what they're up against. Somebody who doesn't.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Like that
Chandler Halderson
guy who got an appeal. Chandler Halderson. Then you're dealing with a real psychopath.
I think Chandler Halderson is probably, he's even dumber than Sarah.
Tellis, who had a law degree.
Tellis as well, but I mean, I listened to the Halderson opening again yesterday.
It's so good.
It's so good. But I was sitting there and I was thinking, if I was on the jury, I'm thinking, why are we here? Because it's the state says this is what they're going to show, and they didn't say like, hey, we're going to show you. They didn't say, and this. They showed the messages during the opening, like, hey, look, he was writing these fake emails. These people don't exist. I'd have to be sitting there and be like, unless they are literally lying to me right now, full of shit. Why is this even going to trial? He just explained it. That was like, it was an hour and a half. It was a movie. I saw it. I saw the whole thing.
Exactly. Like, I don't care if he killed his parents. I hate this kid.
And then what made me even hate Chandler even more was his stupid, that photo of him in the neck brace next to his dad and his brother, right? But the thing that bothers me is, if look at his arms. His arms are like out in front, just like dangling there, like he's being suspended like a puppet. Yes. Like, it's just, it's so awkward and weird.
And he just used all of these beautiful people around him and places just for his own horribly covered up crime. Like, he just destroyed that beautiful little bucolic farmhouse that his mother's girlfriend's girlfriend had, whatever, just everything. He just shot all over everything and then didn't take a plea. Then he was like, what up?
Well, and
real piece of crap.
I don't know why it didn't occur to me earlier. He planned this for like 2 days.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I always made the connection in my head like that.
I think he may
Like
have planned it for longer.
no, like somehow his dad found out about the call. I just talked to Omar, and then I'm ready to go when you are, and then he kills him, right? So for some reason in my head, I always had this idea that he panicked, and then, or not panicked. He was like, and then picked up the gun. Not that he hadn't thought about killing them, but just like, oh, got to do it now, right? And then here's the action. But that's what he came up with after thinking about it for 2 days. After finding out, like, hey, we're setting up this meeting, we're going down to the college.
Longer, personally, I think that it was always his backup plan. I think when he got the weapon from his friend,
yeah,
and after that, he made up the injury. So he was kind of laying down the groundwork for his alibi and the reason he wouldn't be a suspect. He was going to lean into that that injury more and more, just in case he needed it, because he knew the walls were closing in, which is even worse that he had so much time. But don't forget, his plan was different. His plan, he was going to incinerate those bodies. They were going to just disappear.
So awful, and he's so
Googled all the wrong things.
Just what was the other thing? I know this isn't a Chandler Holliston stream, but I don't know if we talked about him extensively. The other thing I had was what was his? I don't know. I don't remember. I forget now. Yeah. It was something about like what was he thinking was going to happen with blank, and I don't remember what I saying. But ultimately, he killed his parents because he failed to graduate college.
Yeah, because he got caught in all of his lies, which
I mean his lies, but his lies being found out didn't ruin his marriage or anything. Like it wasn't like he was cheating on somebody or like he wasn't going to go to prison for any of his lies.
I mean, literally everyone has lied to their parents and sometimes gotten caught. A lot of times in big lies, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Then they think something's wrong with you and you go with it. Yeah, something's wrong with me. Whatever.
It's one of the most, I mean, just it's pointless. Just like Kouri Richins, that was pointless because she didn't have to do anything. She had all the money and then she just decided to burn it. The Laura Owens case is stupid. She doesn't have to go out and lie about getting or being pregnant and then fighting it and still sticking up for the lie.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean by like what I've come to realize how much weight it actually does hold when somebody with that kind of evidence against them and some very heinous crimes, what it tells us about them when they don't take the plea.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah's not taking it. Forget that. Like if the suitcase video didn't exist, she was still the same person. She would still be the same person. So she would still have that interrogation where she acts like a fucking lunatic, a very unlikable, snotty lunatic. Guilty acting, and then she would go on to act the way she has act throughout, which is didn't her no favors. She contradicts her own lies constantly,
or she sends in proof like this.
Or in this case, she really did it this time.
Yeah. Here is a statement from my lawyer, what he said, and then I'm going to translate for what he said. But you got to read mine first and know that he was prematurely covering his ass, not knowing that I was going to object.
She finally included proof. And it is as expected, as we would expect.
I don't know how long it takes for... Do we know how long... Anyone in the chat, do we know when we would expect, I guess, like, a decision from the appellate court, like to either affirm or grant the appeal? Like, are we talking months? Are we talking 6 months? Are we talking a year? Like a month? Probably the AR Pro might know.
She's here, I think. I think her and Cliff are here, though.
SB had an actual complaint. She could contact the Florida Bar Disciplinary. Well, I mean, who's to say she didn't? Because she did that with her other attorneys. So
some of them, yeah. I mean,
Cashman.
She'll do that next, probably. But I have a feeling that's not going to go anywhere.
Okay, Kathleen P says the DCA took 5 months to affirm Bree Kuhn's appeal. Okay. All right,
And she's
so
in
we're
the
probably
same-
looking
she
around
goes
Christmas. Maybe we get an early Christmas present.
Yeah, or late. But
Um,
Christmas nonetheless.
Okay. Well, some appeals take decades because they keep appealing it further and further, right? So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, she's gonna have to. I mean, we'll see what this. I personally don't think this is gonna be her last appeal. This might be her last appeal attorney, but she will either rope some poor schmuck into somehow kind of cobbling together something for her, or she will try to go pro se, and that's gonna be a big
Pro
mess
se,
anyway.
she's gonna go the pro se route like Brian Kohlberger.
Maybe. I mean, that's hard to say if she'll actually do that because there's work involved, and as we've established, she's very lazy.
I mean, it's fun. It's more enjoyable for her to bitch to the court instead of filing
She
a
might
paperwork.
get it enough. Sorry.
No, that's all. That was it. That's all I was saying. Robin the 8R Pro says since there won't be an oral argument, the order could take anywhere from next week to a year to issue the order, depending on the number of cases ahead of this one. I mean, I'm just saying, if I was in the appellate court or district court of appeals and I see the Sarah Boone appeal come up, because I'm sure I get rated on my case, the number of cases I'm going through, I'm going to be like, yeah, let's just handle this one a sec. I got 5. Wait, hold on. I'll be right there.
Anyone have a lighter?
Denied. All right. Yeah. Order me a rum and Coke. I'll be right there.
I mean, she may get sidetracked. The only reason, or one of the reasons, other than the laziness, that she might not pursue an appeal. First of all, I don't know if she has to. Does she have is there a time constraint for when she can appeal?
Yeah.
Again?
Remember the whole deal where they kept having to ask for extensions because the attorneys kept quitting.
For this appeal.
Right, but I'm saying there's always a time limit, I believe. I believe, unless there's some new exonerating evidence, which there can never be in this case. There will never be some new evidence that comes in.
Nothing's coming up. We know all there is to know. We've seen all there is to see.
Larry Powers, $2 Christmas if she makes it through Shanksgiving. Well, she made it through 2025.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that unless she might get sidetracked by other injustices that happen to her with behind the prison walls, like getting in trouble for all of her bullshit. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, she's not going to formally appeal. It's just going to be like, notice that I would like to appeal. I notice of appeal. I would not be surprised if after the appeal is denied, we get another like 50-page manifesto of all the stuff that Maldonado did not put in. Right.
A couple of things about him that she just makes up. Really, she'll really go in to try to humiliate him and insult him.
Right, Aaron. That's I didn't use the right word, Aaron. But yeah, new evidence doesn't belong in a direct appeal. That's post-conviction relief, like Diane Downs is going forward with that chewing gum. Yeah. Somebody else might have chewed this gum.
Take an appeal.
Only more guilty evidence could possibly come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think, she was, of course, her own worst enemy in every way, but everything on her phone. I mean, she really saw to it that she got life without parole.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have anything else to do, like you said, so why not? Go for it.
Yeah, well, she has other things. She's plenty to do. She's doing a lot over there, I'm sure.
She's starting an art class.
No, I mean, she's lying on her bunk complaining.
When bitches are coming up telling they're going to end her.
Yeah, make her unrecognizable to her son.
Over taking out her water bottle.
I don't think she has a lot to do. She seems to be making nonstop calls still to everyone whose phone number she has. But she does have a few people calling her too. There are 2 men now calling her. Gentlemen callers, if you will.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, did Stinka do a video on it?
Yeah.
Gotta catch up. So there's no Lauren tonight because I didn't have time to prepare anything. So if everyone wonders what happens in the middle of my week now, let me just share this photo. I sent it to Suma and ex Derek. They didn't respond. They didn't care. So this is a view of, for those who don't know, I-5 is, the Ship Canal Bridge is under construction in the middle of Seattle. So that means since they shut down the northbound lanes, for that reason, they've converted the express lanes, which normally would be going north in addition to the normal northbound lanes. Everything here, basically, you can see this is me going north from the Ship Canal Bridge. You can see how many lanes of traffic there are. There are 5 lanes full of cars.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the right is being ripped off, or not ripped off. It's being directed off to an exit, so it's not continually. But these lanes all funnel down to one express lane entrance a couple miles north of here. This is what I sit in both ways when I'm coming south and going north. So this is south of Seattle. This is what I'm having to sit through at least 2 days a week. It's awful.
A lot of people sit through this every day of their lives.
Okay, well, not all of us live in LA or New York.
Okay, but a lot of us do.
Public transit is amazing if you're going somewhere that is connected to public transit. So, for instance, where I live, there is no public transit close by. I have to drive 20 minutes to Everett, park there, get on the Sounder train, which takes an hour to get down to King Street Station, which is north of here. Then I wait another 20 minutes to get on a shuttle that takes me 20 minutes to get to the office. So it's 2 hours and 10 minutes minimum if I take public transportation. It used to take like an hour and a half from where I'm at. Now it can take up to 2.5 hours each way.
Yeah, we used to have these really nice buildings here called the Twin Towers, and that's up too.
No, really? What happened to them?
It's a long story.
It's a long story? Okay. Okay. For my time. All right, everybody. Oh, yeah. But anyway, this is why I'm not doing...
I will say you don't deserve to go through what other people go through. You should be...
Yeah, I know. I should be exempt.
Preferably not unattended in your backyard, though.
Yeah, but you won't be driving. You could be doing other things, like complaining about traffic. When I'm on the train, no.
Like not bothering us about it?
No, but I'd rather take the gamble. Sometimes it's not 2 hours and 10 minutes when I'm driving. So therefore...
He took the train, complained all day and night about it to us.
Plus, I'm like stuck, right? Like,
yeah, because you have to wait until the train comes and comes get you.
Plus, it's along the ocean, and the ocean stinks. These aren't beaches like you have down in Fire Island or wherever, Long Island, Secaucus.
Oh, Secaucus is not great, but yeah.
It's got all that vegetation. It's just, and like I said, like I described with Suma, it's some of the most beautiful industrial zones. And what I describe it as industrial zones and heavy.
Factor. I don't remember exactly what it was, but what was funny about it was I didn't know it was coming. I thought you were actually going to start, maybe waxing poetic about some of the nice things, but no. My pharmacy's 3 miles away from me in St. Louis, and it's faster to walk there. That's why we walk everywhere, because you get into a car, you're going to sit there all day.
Let me tell you. Yeah, I said, and let me tell you, the view. We ride through the heart of some of the most beautiful industrial zones and abandoned infrastructure.
Yeah.
I should take a picture of the building. It's a concrete plant right next to the building, which is right next to a marina, which is next to an outhouse or a public restroom that they clearly don't pump out. The smells there, it's such an aroma.
I'm going to take a picture of the view from my kitchen, and then you'll see what a lovely view is.
Okay.
I'm going to win. Win.
You just have to live there. I have to work here 2 days a week.
No, I know. Also, it's me. Who cares? This is you. I'm sorry, right. Baby.
Ask to work from home. Oh, gee, why didn't I think of that, M. Leaves? No, this company has
they'll let him
has a hybrid mandate where they're 3 days on, 2 days out. And
doesn't even have to go every day.
It's 3 days. That's 12 hours. That's a day and a half of my life. I could be doing something like going live or making videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, but you would have to. Let's just go with that. Yeah. And you should be working a job.
The other frustrating part is not being able to get home earlier. That's why the stream is so late. Because so even if I did plan it earlier, you know, I'm still gonna be sitting in traffic. It's awful. Anywho, we're gonna end it up there. Any final words, Suma?
I hope that your situation gets better. You don't deserve to be treated like the average person.
Thank you. I am superior.
I know.
Well, YouTube thinks you'll love. Screwed it up. YouTube thinks you'll love this video up here. So why don't you go ahead and check it out? Thanks a lot. Give it a hit. Remember to hit the like button. Sub if you want to see more. Okay.
Delete your archives.
Delete your archives. Kiss your fingers. Bye.